don't want to make any other changes because either we'll just kick it back to them and say no. I prepared a short memo that I can include with an ordinance at the next meeting, but if the village is interested in keeping that revenue, so again, it's not adding a new tax, it's just changing it from a statewide collected to a locally imposed tax, then you should pass this ordinance. It doesn't provide or doesn't create any additional obligations or any obligations on the village at all, because it's IDOR collected, and then the vendors remit to the Department of Revenue, which is then passed on to the village. And while you may not have a lot of any businesses right now that are subject to the tax, it just means that in the future, if you did get a grocery store, if you did get other smaller providers of food or beverages or anything else that would be subject to the grocery tax, this would be applicable to them, just like the state tax is right now. So I can prepare the
yeah. Well, we don't have a grocery store, but we do have a gas station, and I live not too far from there. You'd be amazed at how much food and bottled water and soda are being purchased over at the gas station, so that would be included with the grocery tax.
And it doesn't change the provisions, the calculations of high rate versus low rate. Snacks are charged differently than essential food goods. That the legislature taxes lower. Prescriptions are charged in different ways. So all of that just stays in place.
So it's just a net no change,
right?
Basically.
Right. I mean, for a year period, it may have been more. At least a year, the legislature just suspended the grocery tax. Whenever you went to a Jewel or a Meijer, whatever, there was a little placard that governor thanks the governor that he took the grocery tax away. The legislature now has decided to codify it and say the state is not going to collect it anymore. But not surprisingly enough, there was a considerable amount of pushback on the local level. A lot of communities, a lot of your neighbors generate a significant amount of revenue from grocery taxes. So the legislature felt the need to allow the local municipalities to put these taxes in the books. So, but again, it's just a tax for.
Mike, did you have something to add?
To the point of nothing new, I haven't seen a town yet that hasn't reinstituted it. The time is coming where, as Attorney Forte said, the deadline's in. When we talked about it at work, the board there thought about it for a long time and got feedback from the public, and there was no public that came to say a word. I mean, I don't want to call it a nothing burger. I don't want to be too dismissive of it. And to the point where it may only be one entity at this time. Walgreens someday comes in a future development that would apply, and I don't necessarily want to short a future board from that opportunity. They can always reverse it if they don't like what we did in a few years' time, but I think it's wise to do it.
Okay. Look for another consensus to have on the agenda for our next meeting.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Gosh, I think we're on to closed session. Motion to enter into closed session for appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees or contractors.
And this would be to adjourn the meeting into closed session. There won't be any action after closed session.
Okay. Make a motion. Frank, second by Tree. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
I gotta get
Well, the ones out there, those are the ones that get the latest. The ones that were really bad in spring that got tore up. No. But as a kid, when they were built, they got a house with a parking lot. Nobody's coming. That was the old, big belt, you know, it's internet. Oh, I don't Access road. Yeah. You go up it. Yeah. Maybe that's not well. Out there. So many different things. I may not know this before you guys yourself this deep into the situation. I mean, so many different things. Yeah.
Excuse me, Chief.
Yes, sir.
Has anybody ever complained about truck traffic on Brown Road / Old Fox Road? Because I know that the weight limit on that road is 6 tons.
Right.
And when I see tractor trailers going past my house on Old Fox Road, that is definitely over 6 tons.
100%.
And I'm wondering if there was a correlation between that and times where the road, because I know you put in a new roundabout there on Arlington.
Right.
That they're trying to circumvent that.
I'm certain that's exactly what it is. And like that might be as much as like trucks and the sometimes it's also for seatbelt license.
Yeah.
Like they don't want to roll the dice. So like that might be something, and it's easy for us to do. Like, you know, even putting a sign up on each side of Brown. Being like, I mean, we did that in Nancy Lane when the village redid the road. It cost $1 million. We had residents call all the time. They're like, and they sent you videos from their house. And these semis, you know, like massive are going. So we did that. We restrict truck traffic on that road because there was no reason for it.
Yeah.
Like it's a residential area. There's kids playing. Like Brown Road's the same way. Like that's road barely big enough for 2 cars to pass each other. I agree. So.
And, you know, I was almost thinking that, you know, something along those lines of no through truck.
100%. Yes.
You know.
And but that's it. But it's a pretty easy one because this board's pretty good at supporting that. So, and it would help too that the village president was around the road. But like, let me bring that up here on the next one.
I had lost a huge tree limb.
Okay.
And I was out there. I have a strange way of doing things. I get out there and instead of cutting it all up, I basically take all the leaves off and grind it up so I don't have to, because you can't burn it, so I grind it up and throw it into the burner. And then the rest of the tree I can burn for the most part. So as I'm sitting on this, extremely timely.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, so I'm sitting out there and, you know, there was one day that 2 tractor trailers came whipping down from the Brown Road direction. I'm going like, what is going on? What they're doing?
And that's right, exactly. But then also like specific times of day is perfect. Is, you know, especially morning, you know, coming south on Burlington, and then out by, so you know, especially like the morning of that, like Burlington does back up.
Yeah,
they go back up through the roundabout, and I'm guessing that's probably exactly what they're doing is try to get around the traffic.
Yeah, because that way they don't have to slow down going into
100%.
Wasco.
And like many of our roads, like Brown Road's not a great road to
No.
begin with. So if you put trucks on that road, it absolutely,
Deteriorates
100%, absolutely. Let me look into it on our end, enforcement wise, but even the extra signage, I think it's a big deal, because when truckers see that, like, no one wants to gamble with a CDL license.
Yeah,
So it usually works, so.
yeah, I was even thinking of, I don't have any security cams now, but setting up security cameras. If I see a truck going past on that road,
Right.
is call the company and
Oh,
report the driver.
100%.
Because that's another way to,
And it usually will correct itself real fast.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So let me put that on my radar, to get something figured
Yeah.
out here for it. Like the highway department's good with, especially the signage, the board's always good. Obviously, the kind of upside,
Yeah.
have to get their approval.
but I mean,
But they're good with that. I mean,
you know, when you put the roundabout in and, stoplights in, it was never the intention to make Brown Road and Old Fox
Correct.
a workaround going down the north.
Correct, yes, absolutely. I will work on it. I'll get something
Thanks.
figured out. You're welcome.
Bye now.
Take care.